Are you curious about 3D printing but unsure where to start? The Creality Ender 3 V3 SE might just be the perfect entry-level machine for you. The Ender 3 V3 SE is an excellent entry-level 3D printer that balances affordability, ease of use, and performance. Its beginner-friendly features such as auto bed leveling, direct drive extruder make it ideal for those new to 3D printing. While it may lack some advanced features found in pricier models, it offers a solid foundation for exploring the world of 3D printing. And it is below $200. So let's dive into my review on the Ender 3 V3 SE and see the technical specifications for you to understand what you gonna get with this printer. Let's dive into it. So the build volume is gonna be 220 by 220 by 250 millimeters. The printer dimension is gonna be 490 by 445 by 530 millimeters. Nozzle diameter is the standard 0.4, but it is compatible with the 0.2 and the 0.6 nozzle. Printing speed is up to 250 millimeters. Layer resolution is going to be 0.1 to 0.4, but I had some instances that I've printed with 0.08. Supported filament is going to be PLA, PETG, TPU. Filament diameter is going to be 1.75, which is the standard for PLA. Bed leveling, it has a CR touch auto leveling. I'm going to show you that in a little bit. Extruder type is going to be a direct drive extruder, which is one of the key benefits of this printer. The build plate is going to be polycarbonate spring steel plate. It is compatible with the PEI and other materials on the market, but it actually comes with the polycarbonate spring steel plate. Connectivity, it's going to be the standard SD card, which is good because the old Ender 3 actually has the microSD card. It's going to be difficult to put it in. USB-C, this is for the Octoprint, Creality print. There would be modules that would be compatible for this, so you could use it online. Power supply is going to be 350 watts. Software compatibility, Creality actually has software, so you could slice it, but I usually use OrcaSlicer. But it is compatible with others like OrcaSlicer, Prusa, Cura. But it's completely subjective of what slicer it's gonna use. I use Orca because it's easy to use. The machine's compact design makes it suitable for a variety of spaces, from home offices to small workshops. Despite the compact size, the build quality ensures durability and the components feel solid and well engineered. This is a printer designed to last, even with frequent use. Unboxing the Ender 3 is pretty straightforward with neatly packed components and clear instructions manual. Assembly is semi-pre-assembled, meaning most of the major parts are already put together. For beginners, this reduces the intimidation factor of building a 3D printer from scratch. I expect to spend around 30 to 45 minutes on setup with basic tools provided in the box. So as you can see, my SE is not actually stock. I've modded a couple of parts for better print quality, less sounds, but as you can see, there's just 2 additional fans that I've added there. I'm gonna show you that on a different video, but I'm gonna put the link on the description. Now I'm just gonna show you the setup that I have here. As you can see, I have the spool hanging over here, going through Bowden tube. Goes through a holder, which is a benchy, that goes directly through the extruder. My setup is actually specifically designed for my workstation. It doesn't apply to everyone, but you could use the idea. I'm trying to print the Voron calibration cube, which is this one. As you can see, this is just the swatch that I use for the filaments. So auto bed leveling. The printer comes with a CR touch leveling system, ensuring the print bed is correctly aligned. Bed leveling can be a major hurdle for beginners, but this feature simplifies the process and reduces the frustration. Once the printer is already set up, it is actually very joyful to use. The auto bed leveling ensures print adhere properly to the bed, reducing the common issues like warping. The screen interface makes adjustment settings and monitoring progress a breeze. The screen menu are cleanly organized and beginners can quickly learn to navigate through the basic settings. And as you can see, it's all green. There's no high points, there's no low points. I'm gonna show you a trick for better bed adhesion or better leveling. As you can see, I've put my Z offset to 0, and if you take a look at the nozzle, it has a gap through the bed on the nozzle. So for beginners, you don't really notice that, but it's a huge difference on making the bed adhere. So what I actually done is that I've put the offset a little bit lower. As you could see, it would go lower down just a little bit, but don't let it touch the bed itself. Try to use the paper method like this. There you go. And try to put the nozzle lower and lower until it reaches the paper. Make it like there's no resistance on the paper. I mean, there's some resistance to paper, so at least you won't really have any issues on bed leveling. So what I'm trying to show you right now is the retracting, and this is how I actually do it in my setup. So as you can see, it's trying to retract the filament. So it's going to ooze out the filament first, and it's going to retract, and I'm just going to pull it out here. You can see. See, there you go. Just unwind the spool, get the new spool, feed it through the wooden tube, just flush it down, and it's gonna go through the bowden itself. Then I'm gonna put it on the extruder, and lastly I'm gonna put it there. Now I will be extracting the filament. So as you can see, it's just oozing out, and yeah, making sure that the excessive ones doesn't mix with the new one. So yeah, I'm gonna show you how easy it is to print. This is OrcaSlicer. As you can see, this is the bed. I'm not gonna show you what would be the step-by-step. I'm gonna make another video for that, but today I'm just gonna show you how easy it is. As you can see, you can put it on the build plate, you can move it whatever you want. I like to put it on the center. You could click on the arrange, but it would change directions due to the y-axis being aligned with the object going through there. But yeah, I like it facing this way so I can actually change the seam position. If you take a look at the settings, it's basic settings here. These are my settings. The only thing that I'm gonna change here is the seam position, which is back. So at least if it's gonna print the seam, it's gonna be on the back. Take a look at the strength. Just look at the settings. Speed as is. I don't really have supports, multi-material. And the other thing, I like putting on brims to avoid warping. But you know, that's just for extra measures. So once you have that, just slice the plate. It would really take time for OrcaSlicer to slice it. Okay, as you can see, this would be the print. It's gonna take about 8 hours, so it's gonna be a long journey for that. As you can see, the seams are up at the back. Yeah, what you just wanna do right there is to export the G code to a USB, put it on the SD card. Once you put it on the SD card, put it back on the printer. Go to print. Tag this toys, then let's do the poke, and yeah, so it would actually begin to print now. So I'm not gonna show you the step-by-step process on how I did it in the OrcaSlicer, but I'm gonna show you my settings on another video. But this is just to show you how easy it is to print with the SE. And to be honest, it's really a breeze, and it doesn't really give me any headaches, except the time that I didn't know how to bed level the bed properly. So yeah, you would have your ups and downs on the printer, but mostly I didn't have any issues within that. You just watch other YouTube videos to do that. So this is just testimony that even me as a beginner, it's not that hard for me to get into the world of 3D printing. It's really easy if you really want, and plus it's just gonna be my hobby. It might be my business, I'm not really quite sure, but for now this is just gonna be my hobby, and I believe this is gonna be an expensive hobby, as I've seen on the YouTube industry. I'm gonna put the link on the description and where I got the Grim Reaper toy that I have right now. Most of the files are actually free. There are some paid, but yeah, this one just actually came out good, as you can see. So yeah, let's try to make the skull version now. Let's actually head up to the slicer again. So yeah, got back to the slicer and seeing this is the old one. What I'm gonna do is gonna add another plate. Then I'm gonna add the skeleton version for the Grim Reaper. There you go. You can actually print it like that, but I don't really want it to print it on the y-axis. I usually print it diagonally. So yeah, as you can see, once I put it, I like to put it on the center usually. Just slice it. Again, the settings that I'm using right now is just the same setting as the other one. But now I'm just gonna use the white filament. The first one is actually black. The second one is actually the white one. So if you it just takes some time for this to load up. There you go. So as you can see now, the brims are actually for these spaces right here, or this edge pieces. So you can see, if you're gonna try to print that, it would warp. So the brim actually helps the print not to warp. And yeah, as you can see, I've just put it on 20% on rectilinear. Just for the sake of it. It's gonna be a 3-hour print. Let's export it to the printer again. The reason behind I want to use OrcaSlicer is because I'm gonna try to buy another printer that is not from Creality. So OrcaSlicer has a presets on a couple of printers. So rather than having just Creality print, what I want to do is just switch from one printer to another. You can't do that on Creality print if you're gonna have another printer, but you could do it in Orca. So that's one of the reasons I use Orca. Whether you choose OrcaSlicer or another option, the key is to spend time learning how slicing parameter works or how it affects your prints. These hands-on experience will help you unlock the full potential of your printer or your skill on printing the things that you want to print. So tips for beginners. Start simple. Begin with small and easy models to just to build confidence. Websites like Thingiverse, Printables, MakerWorld offer free beginner-friendly designs. So you can just search. Just start small. Get your feet wet just to make sure that you know what you're doing. Level the bed properly. Even with auto leveling, ensure the bed is clean and the nozzle distance correct, just how I showed you earlier. Monitor your first prints, specifically the first layer. Stay nearby on your initial prints to address issues like filament tangling or adhesion problems. So it would really help on the long run if ever you're gonna just clean the bed with isopropyl alcohol, just tissue. I usually use a rag, but it doesn't really it leaves a mark there. Keep the printer clean. Regular maintenance like cleaning nozzle, build plate ensures consistent results. Lastly, join a community. Go to Facebook, online forums, other social medias dedicated to 3D printing. Uh, the community actually really helps a lot. On my community, I'm from the Philippines, so I am I'm actually on the group on the 3D Prints Philippines. They're actually accommodating. They're well experienced. So to sum everything up, pros and cons. Pros: easy to assemble with clear instructions. It is beginner focused, quiet and efficient printing for affordable price point. Again, less than $200. Reliable performance for variety of materials, PLA, PETG, TPU. Compact and durable design. It has a feature of resuming the print, meaning if ever there's a power outage, to just continue a print. Going to cons, it has limited build volume compared to higher end models, but for the price point, I don't really want to complain. The basic screen could offer more advanced options. You could upgrade it to the Nubia. I'm not quite sure. The Nebula kit, it would have an option to be a touchscreen, and some trial and error with filament settings may still be needed if you want to have consistent prints. But overall, it's actually really good. So I hope this video helps you on knowing more about the printer. If you're a beginner such as myself, this is just my take on the Ender 3 V3 SE. It's a really long name, but yeah, that's pretty much it. But anyways, I hope you really enjoyed the video. If you've been hesitant to dive into 3D printing, the Ender 3 V3 SE is a great choice to start your journey. With a user-friendly setup and a reliable performance, you'll be creating your own 3D masterpieces in no time. Remember, the world of 3D printing is about experimentation and learning. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Have fun along the way. Like, share, subscribe. You'd be seeing more of my videos on 3D printing. I hope you really enjoy it. So that's it for me, guys. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Thanks. Oh, and please leave your comments. I love your feedback. Thank you.